So, hello people, welcome back. Today is going to be Women Euros preview between Sweden and England. Um, Obviously, did not expect this to be the quarterfinals, honestly. But first of all, hello Matt, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good, and once the Norway-Italy game comes around the corner, I'll be hyped up for all this quarterfinals.
I'm very hyped. I'm very hyped for this game. I think it is two teams who have to win this game. Like, yes, you guys won it last time, but I feel like you guys need this victory. I don't know why, uh, but let's start. Obviously, this game is gonna be played in Zurich. Obviously, this is the as we're gonna come into the head to head after this. After we talk about this upcoming game, uh, I mean, coming into this game, Sweden has 5 wins in a row, which is incredible. Um, and I think we're definitely coming into this game with very good confidence. After we're gonna come later into the looking at each other's group, how we did. It's the way we play. It feels not very Swedish, to say the least, because we usually have like a defensive mindset um, in the Swedish history, of course. In the Swedish football history, obviously with the men's team. But coming into this game, I think it is gonna be very interesting how we line up because it's gonna be a very hard test because we obviously have been playing Germany, um, and we smashed them. And then we play Poland and Denmark, so this is a huge test. And I think if we can win this, which I think we can, definitely, um, I think we have a very good chance. Because for me, England and obviously Spain is the ones to beat this Euros. Uh, but yeah, Matt, like, what's your take on Sweden and obviously England on so far? Like, what's your? Are you very confident, or what's your thoughts coming into this game?
My thoughts are that this can go either way. Funny enough, this will be England's third game in Zurich, having played France and Netherlands in this very stadium. Um, what I've seen of Sweden, I didn't see the second half against Denmark, but when I saw the first half, I was thinking the draw was probably the right result. Though I would imagine Sweden won that second half fairly, and then of course they were in control against Poland. And in that Germany game, I thought Germany looked dominant and were very much in control. They had a very strong start, even from kickoff. But then once Sweden got that equaliser and there was the defensive gap on the left side of Germany's half, then in Sweden completely took over the game, and they look in a very strong position. Um, Noah Aslani's a good midfielder. They've got some good attacking options too. And so it is going to be a difficult challenge from the England end. And from England's point of view, I think it wasn't a good start against France. Well, England did get off to a good start. They did have more of the chances, but it was big problem was not making the most of it whilst they were on top. And he did have an offside goal that they didn't recover from there, and of course France were dangerous in the wide areas, took advantage of the defensive mishaps. The attack for large parts of that games wasn't really, he didn't really have the synergy that was needed. Didn't actually, and it took kind of the last 50 minutes for England to have some hope in getting a result from there, and having the young striker Ajimung come on, that gave England hope. And I think when it came to the Netherlands game, there wasn't many changes, but the changes that were made were very effective. Personnel-wise, only one change was made. Ella Toon came in, who'd come off the bench and scored in the previous Euros final. She'd also helped England get through to the World Cup final whilst Lauren James was suspended. And so she, someone who can play as an 8 and a 10, gave more stability in the attacking half of the areas. Lauren James went to the right wing and ended up having more freedom and was more effective there instead of at attacking midfield. And the other major change to England against that Netherlands game was the fact that Alex Greenwood and Jess Carter had swapped positions, and so Greenwood went to left back, Carter went to centre back, and as a result, defensively, England were much more effective like that than they were against France. Greenwood had been a left back for most of her career, but more recently under Wiegman had been played as a centre back. And then one of the other things that worked very well in England's favour was that they did go more direct against Netherlands, and that caught them out, expecting England to be mostly of a possession-based team. But England managed to use both very effectively, and as a result, got the 4-0. And of course, well, I know Wales are limited in what they can do, but applying the good work against Netherlands also helped as well. And there were more goals that were possession-based goals in that game as well. So I'll go off any other questions you might have.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about, do you think it will affect playing in Zurich, all the games? Do you think it will affect this game that you have been playing in the stadium?
Well, the exception was we played Wales in St. Gallen, but I think being based in Zurich as well, and having played here twice, it'll help at least to an extent. I don't know if it will really impact the result too much, but having played here and being familiar will certainly help. But to be fair, Sweden did play here against Germany, so I don't know whereabouts Sweden are based, but travel may be an advantage for England. Not that it will likely be a particular it will matter too much, but nonetheless.
I mean, let's look at the head-to-head. The head-to-head here. 4 wins for Sweden. Obviously, we're gonna come into the games down. 4 wins for Sweden, 3 draws and 2 wins. Goals scored 11 against 9. So the first time
two of those draws came in the qualifiers for this Euros.
Yeah. So the first first two games, where Sweden won 1-0. Obviously, this was the last trophy this nation won. So, I mean, 1-0, 1-0. I mean, Sweden win on penalties. And obviously, 88 semi-final, Sweden won. Then 02, Sweden won 4-0 against England. Then 06, obviously 1-0 victory. 09, 1-1. And then obviously the last one, 4-0. So, yeah, not very much to say. I mean, the head-to-head favors Sweden, but it could go anywhere. I mean, the last time you beat us 4-0. So, but yeah, I mean, this is a quite historic matchup between the two nations. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look for the group. So Sweden obviously won the group with 9 points. Would I say I'm shocked that I predicted we would top the group, but maybe not with 9 points. Am I shocked that we got 9 points? Probably not, because the way we've been playing. I mean, this team is incredible. I mean, we beat Poland 3-0. Poland is not a terrible team. Germany, we beat them, yes, against it was 11 against 10. So
To be fair, Sweden were 2-1 up before all the red card came.
yeah, I think we would have won that anyways, because I think Germany backline, I just don't rate that backline. I mean,
the problem was Germany have lost their best fullbacks, their captain Gwyn, and also their left back through that handball.
Yeah, and also one of the centre backs, I think. I know their goalkeeper and one of the centre backs, I think, retired. Like they saw something about that when I was watching that game. That I think there was.
I believe it's the centre back because the goalkeeper does have an established career and reputation.
Yeah, no, there was. I think there was one centre back who retired, who was quite good. But yeah, I mean Sweden. I mean, dude, is this? How impressive is this? Obviously, you have Denmark, who is not a terrible team. You have Poland, who is quite good. They have quite good players there. I saw. Obviously, Pajor playing for Barca. Obviously, Germany. Like, how impressive is it to get 9 points of this group?
Oh yeah, definitely, and Denmark as well. Oh, I was surprised that they didn't get at least a point from this group, but they're certainly a rival, which expected Sweden to beat. But considering that rivalry factor, you thought maybe Denmark can do something. But I expected them to definitely beat Poland and most likely beat Denmark. I thought they were capable of beating Germany, but I didn't expect it to be by this scoreline, which is impressive.
I was more worried playing Denmark than Germany.
Oh wow! But yeah, it was quite obvious that unless one of the teams near the bottom managed to keep themselves in contention, that it was going to be Sweden and Germany fighting out for that first place, and it was quite a by the manner of the conclusion, it was surprising, but certainly Sweden were capable of finishing in top. I didn't expect 9 points, but nonetheless, it's been. I thought they were finding themselves against Denmark, and the next two games they looked very, very good, and therefore, or they're clearly the best team of the group on each team's 3 games.
I mean, I'm mostly shocked about that we conceded only one goal. Yes, we have an okay defense, but I mean the quality that other teams have in the attack. Denmark have Pernille Harder, who is a very good player. Pajor for Poland, who I think scored 44 goals or something for Barca in the whole season. I believe so. Or it was like around 40. Germany, they have I like Germany's attack. It's very good. I don't know. Let's look at England. I mean, England coming second with a very tough group beforehand in Netherlands and France, and then you got Wales. Coming into this group, I mean, I kind of underestimated England and put it against third because I thought Netherlands would, step up because I believe this was their coach last tournament, and I think that will maybe fire the players up to step up even more. And that 4-0 result, England, I mean, against France, I think you guys were not on that level that you should be. But then you showed in the game against Netherlands that, yes, it wasn't the Netherlands team who in the past who has, the star players in their prime. But this is Netherlands. They should not perform this bad, honestly. And obviously you have France, who, in my opinion, before this tournament started, they were third favorite for me. And I mean, France, like the issue I have with France though is that defense. Like that defense is a very, very easy to break if you have a very good attack. But England didn't expose that in the first game. I mean, France, like that attack, you can't stop that attack because it has nearly everything that you can have to win this tournament. France, I think they were the best team in this group. Obviously, France beat England in the first game. I thought France didn't play that well, neither did England. But France had that little bit extra quality that England didn't bring in that game. And then obviously France just they smoked Wales and Netherlands. I mean, against Wales,
Well,
you
it
should
took a
win.
while for France to actually take the lead and stay A on top in that game against Netherlands.
Yeah, I mean, I think Netherlands was very good in that. I think when Netherlands scored 2-1, I thought, yeah, like if this continues, I think Netherlands will go through in this group because they only needed 2 goals. But yeah, France, like defensively, like they need to improve. And yeah, England losing against France. I mean, were you shocked that you lost to France, or were you like, okay, this is a very strong team?
To your point from earlier in regards to England potentially finishing third in the group, they had been a bit shaky since 2023. So I didn't think it would happen, but there was a possibility of that. I was thinking that France versus England game would probably be a draw. I think either side had a good shot of winning. Um, but certainly the way that England faltered for the 2 goals and struggled for large parts of the second half was a very disappointing to see. And the right back was a carrier for France was something we didn't exploit enough. I think we did exploit most of France's other defensive areas whilst we were on top in the first half. I think what summed up England in that game was not taking advantage of their best moments and unsuccessful passing summed up England in that game. But I thought both sides had a good chance of winning before that game, and not surprised France won. But I thought I was thinking it would probably be a draw. But what was the other part of your question?
Do you think your defense has been tested enough in this tournament? Because you played against the Netherlands, who is not really that strong as, an upcoming team in Sweden, or if you play in Norway or Italy, or if you play like in the final against Spain, France, or Germany. Could be
Well, I
Switzerland.
think France exposed the fault of our defensive setups with like player positioning, not leaving the right amount of space between the rest of the defenders, and therefore with Jess Carter not being as good at playing at left back, therefore the swap was made for her to go centre back and Greenwood to go at left back. Wasn't really tested much against Netherlands, the newly reformed defence, and we did concede against Wales, but it was probably around
speaking of Wales,
it was around the 70 something minute mark, if I remember correctly, and also Lucy Bronze is in her 30s, so and the fact that England were 5-0 up or 4-0 up at that time, so combination of that, of like complacency and not having the energy would be kind of why they ended up conceding that goal. But the defense, as it was against Netherlands and Wales, arguably hasn't been tested in the way that Sweden are going to test it.
I want to ask you this: best performance of England,
as in players or the team?
like as in how you've been playing, and everything. You take everything into.
Well, as far as the team goes, it's definitely going to be that Netherlands game. They were, of course, the better team even compared to Wales, which Wales, whilst they have spirit, that they were determined to get a result against us, they were still lacking in experience and quality, and therefore, they were easier to play against. So, but I thought I would say England's best came up against the Netherlands, and standout players. Bringing in Ella Toone allowed England to function more, but I think the standout player has been Lauren James, especially the way she played against the Netherlands, scored the 2 goals, especially that first one. And I had question marks on Alessia Russo, who I thought that a lot of the time Serena Wiegmann had shown like too much faith in her. But she's managed to get 4 assists this tournament and did manage to start scoring against and did manage to score against Wales. And with the backup of Beaver Jones and Ajimang, 2 different kind of strikers, there's some good competition there. I imagine we'll probably see Beaver Jones come on if England are protecting a lead, and Ajimang if England are needing of a goal. And Ajimang's a black player, and I don't know about the culture in Sweden, but whenever there's especially on the female side, if there's a black sports athlete or actress, or maybe even some other industries, the female black community go particularly crazy, and we did hear that in the stands of the France game, and that can also help push England on. But I think the best game was that Netherlands win. Best performance, Lauren James, and most useful addition, Ella Toon.
I mean, for Sweden, I'm going for the Poland game. I mean, we shown that in that game that defensively we were very solid against probably the best striker and the best woman striker in the last season. And obviously, like that, we showed some very, very good stuff in that game. It was coming from the Denmark game, which we had to get out victory. So, I mean, let's do the combined 11 for the performance. Like in goal, we have Falk or Hampton. For me, I will go for Jennifer Falk because I think she has been very good for Sweden. Obviously, we played probably a weaker group, but I mean, it's the calmness, and we also have a goalkeeper that we can trust. And obviously, our best goalkeeper, Musovic, didn't play. And most people would have thought, okay, Sweden, new keeper who hasn't really played matches like this. Yes, Sweden might concede a few, but I mean, I think Jennifer Falk, I think she has to go and go for me. Well, who would you pick?
Yeah, I've got no complaints with that. Similar situation. Previously, for a while, England had Mary Earps as their main goalkeeper. This year, and maybe last year as well, Hannah Hampton was providing competition, and she became number 1 through Mary Earps retiring shortly before the squad announcement. I thought overall Hampton has been pretty good, but maybe not the most impactful England player. Although that being said, she was a big part of that first goal where he launched it long to Russo, who then set up Lauren James for that first goal. But yeah, I'm okay with Falk being in goal.
Left back.
I think I'll go with Alex Greenwood. Her going there, she has improved England defensively, along with the setup, and I don't think she was the worst of England's defence against France. So yeah, I'd go with Greenwood.
I mean, yeah, I think if probably Nilden from Sweden, I would put, but I think Greenwood has been very good, and I would probably put Greenwood, even though I want to put all my Swedish players. But England, I think she's been your best defender, in my opinion.
Probably, yes.
Including the keeper. I think she's been so the centre backs, one of them.
I would
hard.
say one of Sweden in centre backs and Leah Williamson. If we're going through all three games, Carter did definitely play well as a centre back. But if we're going through all three games, he had a not very good game against France, and France exposed her. And he's not a left footer as well, so she was quite limited in what she could do. So with that France game in mind, I think she misses out. The other one I said was Leah Williamson.
Okay.
There she is.
And I mean, I won't be. Nobody of us probably will be mad if we put both Sweden centre backs, because only one goal conceded. That's very impressive.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the right back. Hanna Lundqvist has to be the one.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, I think she's been incredible. Yeah, like it's also the way we play. We use the wing backs, go forward a bit, and she's been excellent defensively also.
I would agree. Oh,
she played against Julie Brandt, I believe, in the last game, in that side, and she was very good. And Julie Brandt is one of the best wingers out there. So the midfield.
I'd also add to that to say that two of the goals England conceded were on Lucy Bronze side of the defence, especially against France. Albeit the Wales one was down to circumstances I mentioned earlier, and also with yeah, I think would agree on that overall.
So next we have the the right center mid. I would go for Toon personally. Ella Toon, I think she's been incredible for England when she has been playing. Obviously, when she plays, she shows the quality that she has, and I think for me she has to be in this team. That's one of the midfielders.
Yeah. And you could, and for the reasons I mentioned earlier, she certainly transformed England for the better, having with the setup change. I am logging into fantasy football just to remind myself of like the particular Swedish midfielder I had in mind. But certainly cases for Stanway and Walsh could be made. Walsh's got that goal against France and has been England's main defensive player. Although Stanway did, similar to Carter, Stanway did suffer with the misshape of the the setup. So I imagine Stanway probably misses out.
Because for me, Angendal has been our probably best midfielder, and I think she has to be in there for me. One of our best midfielders. And then I would put another Swedish player because I think this player, she has been very, very good, and also she's very good defensive wise. Where is she? Sigiotti Olme, who has been very, very good. She's been very good defensively. Obviously, she tracks back a lot, which is very important for the left side. And she made a very good tackle. I think it was either the Denmark game or the Poland game. I think it was against Denmark. But yeah, like for me, this is the Olme, Angendal, and Thun. That's my midfield.
Just got up the team now. Is there a shout for Angendal?
Yeah, put her here in the team.
Okay. I see now.
I think these two have been our best midfielders.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
So which position next do you think we should?
I'd say right wing. That seems like the fairly obvious one. Lauren James. Her being at right wing brought out the best in her, and she's been tipped as somebody that can win the Ballon d'Or. So I'd say she has to get in on that right side. And then I guess there's up for debate for some of the other positions.
Sure, the striker. For me,
yeah,
this is very obvious for me. Blackstenius has to be in this team. No, Stina Blackstenius. I think she has to be in this team. She's been incredible, always scoring goals for fun. Probably the best striker in this tournament, with obviously Katoto from France. But she has been incredible. And she's the goal scorer of this team. And she's important for a lot of stuff, for how we play. Like, she can send it out to the wing. She can take the ball and drive forward and shoot. She's in the penalty box scoring the goals, which is incredible. And that's what you need when you are in this tournament. So for me, Blackstenius as the striker. Would you change any striker?
I'd be happy with Blackstenius playing England, although Alicia Russo has been very effective in the two games against Netherlands and Wales with the goal involvements, and she did get one herself. Blackstenius has been better in the main responsibility of goal scoring. So yeah, I would agree with her being there. And then on the left, I'd put in another Lauren Hemp.
Oof. I'm gonna think. So obviously we have Connery on the right. I think she can also play on the left. We also have Janogy. We have Rolfe, who obviously played the last game. She was very good, even though she has been injured for quite a while. Hemp, yeah, I would agree. I think Hemp has been very good. Probably the best left winger in this tournament, if I'm not thinking of anyone.
There is for other left wingers. There's an argument for Andy Baltimore, who played for who plays for France and won the FA Cup with Chelsea last season, and the Premier League as well.
Yeah, but this is the combined 11 that we
Yeah.
made. Obviously, Falk, Ingo, Greenwood, Björn, Williamson, Lundqvist, Olme, Angenal, Toon, Hemp, Blackstenius, and James. So yes, so that's the command. Now we're going to the interesting part. How do we see the game going? And then our prediction. I think this is going to be a very tight game. I think England are going to have mostly the ball, and I think Sweden are just going for, going to counterattack and try to put them all into the net before England does it. I mean, I think we can approach it very differently how we've been doing, because England is a very good team, and you have players that could really hurt this team, which worries me, especially that attack, which could easily break down this team, because the amount of pace you have, quality, and yeah, I mean, for Sweden, I think we should just stay focused. If we're down 1-0 early, don't panic, because we have turned around the last game against Germany. So I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting game. There's going to be a lot of chances in this game, and I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a story of who wants it more, who wants to go for it more. And that's why I predicted a very high scoring game. I predicted Sweden to win on penalties, and I think it's going to be ending 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw, and Sweden win on penalties. Matt?
Well, you mentioned high scoring, and that's made me wonder, do I go with an extra 2 goals for each team? I certainly don't think it will be like it was in the semi-finals last time, a 4-0 win for England. I think that the first half against Germany, the first 2 goals Sweden scored, that should show what England cannot do defensively, and how Sweden might attack this England team with 11 men. 11 humans. But I would now I'm thinking about it, there would probably be both guys. Initially, I was thinking a 2-1 victory for England, but I do think it's going to go into extra time. I think it will be kind of that close, and it would also reflect the qualifiers where England and Sweden both drew to each other in both games. But actually, I think I won't go quite as high as 3-2. I think I'll go to extra time, and I'll say England win 2-1. Sweden 1.
I went for 2-2. I went for 2-2, by the way, and Sweden to win on penalties. So, I mean, hopefully it doesn't go to penalties, because I don't like that at all. Like, penalties is especially when it's one of my teams. Also, like this is personal for me. This game is personal, because this trophy would mean so much to everyone in Sweden. It would mean, especially for the football here, like if our women's team can win this Euros, I think Swedish football could be high on something, and that it could mean a very interesting upcoming years. I mean, good luck to both teams, obviously. I mean, whoever goes through this game, it will be so much confidence. I mean, if
You would
it's going,
expect whoever wins would go to the final, given the other game in this bracket is Norway versus Italy. And even though Norway is a good team, you'd expect either of these teams to
oh, you expect
Norway.
Norway, you expect. Oh, I don't know. I think
I mean,
this.
as good as
I think
Norway are, you'd rather play them over France, Germany, or Spain.
if I would pick between Norway and Italy for the semifinal, I would play Italy
Okay.
because there's something about Norway. Yes, defensively they're garbage, but I don't want to play against their attack if everyone is insanely good on that. Italy, it will be just it will be just the only scary thing about Italy is the national anthem. So, I mean, best of luck to both. Yeah, let's see if we do a post match for this game. Yeah, I mean,
I'll probably I could possibly be available for that. I'd have to see on the situation at the time.
I mean, thank you people for watching. Good luck to both teams. Hopefully, the better team wins Sunday. And yeah, hopefully Sweden win, because definitely need Sweden to win us a trophy. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Goodbye. See you later. And please, for God's sake, beat England, and then we could calmly go to the final. Yeah, see you guys later. Peace out.